Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the week, A Fair on Poplar Lane. Sorry about that slight technical difficulty as we started up there. We have no idea what happened. We're just sitting there looking at OBS, and suddenly it crashed. So, hopefully that never happens again. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please check out our opening messages. These include all of the places that you can find us, interact with us, and all the other good things, including Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Patreon, Streamlabs, Redbubble. You can support us in a whole bunch of ways. As always, sustainable support is the best. We are very, very pleased to be sponsored by Mage Hand Press. You can see them there with all of their good stuff. I have a new announcement this week. Did I set up the command correctly? We're also very happy to be sponsored by the Deck of Many Things. You may know them for their spell cards or their NPC cards, or maybe their new animated spell cards, or maybe their book, the Humblewood book. Either way, we have a brand new sponsor here on the show to start off August. So thank you very much to them, and please go and check out their stuff. Let's get started, shall we? Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Jay, oh hi.
Oh, hi. I am Jay, or Jay Guns Gold. I will be your storyteller for the day. And and things are getting real crazy on Poplar Lane. And I'm very excited to see what happens. Am I doing introductions, or are you, Scrat?
Why not? You take it away, Jay. I'm not gonna break your flow here.
I think this time I'm gonna have Twitch open. I rarely do this, but now I can actually see what order we're in. So next up is Scrat.
Hey, Daniel Kensington, British pilot, currently staying with my fifth wife, Helen, here in suburbia, good old Pennsylvania, suburbia town. Wonderful. This murder thing. Very interesting, and I decided it's interesting enough to get Helen in on it. That was the last thing of last week, I think. We brought Helen in. Helen is now a co-conspirator. So, yeah, wonderful.
Awesome, thank you, Scrat. Next up, we have Kai.
Hi, Kai. I will be playing James Hantley. James has been figuring out stuff, I guess. I'm very bad at introductions today. My head, I have one brain cell working. So let's use that brain cell well today, I guess.
Beautiful.
Great. And,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chef's kiss. And next up, we have got Jordan.
Hi! I am Jordan, Sassy with Sander, yay. I play Jemiah Krint, who just came back from her vacation and is shocked to be caught in the middle of this situation with three individuals who are making decisions that may or may not align with what she thinks needs to happen, but she's along for the ride.
And last but not least, we have Matt.
Hello, my name is Matt. I am a filmmaker, and I stream on the Ascension Stories channel right there in chat. And I'll be playing Benjamin Jackson today. He's just Benji. That's all he is, really. He has concussions. It wasn't
It's fucking crack.
It wasn't a thing before we started the adventure, but now it's a thing. So rolling with it is.
Some of the quotes from last session are just stellar.
Yeah, last session was pretty wild. And things are probably, with this group, I'm sure things will only get more wild. So just to recap a little bit, for those who weren't there last session, the community center totally collapsed thanks to our good friend Benjamin Jackson revealing that there was pounds and pounds of adrenaline packed into the ceiling and walls of this building Hidden by who? We have yet to find out. But in the chaos, Benji was arrested. We also had actually Daniel, or Scrat, if you could just change your name in the Zoom too.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry for the slight mess up on cameras. Oh.
It's all good. We also had Daniel, who brought his wife in on the group's plotting. We have Jemiah, who spent some quality time with Sally Reed and kind of strengthened their bond a little bit. And James, who confronted Peter Reese as he was just about to flee and potentially leave his life on Poplar Lane behind altogether. We pick up, oh wow, are these all the quotes in chat? Okay, no, I'm actually not gonna have Twitch open because I knew that was gonna be a bad idea. Okay, so we pick up where we left off actually, with Daniel and his wife Helen staking out Shauna's house. Shauna is Helen's friend who seems to be dealing with Adrenarol. So yeah, you and Helen have been spending quite a while there. It's maybe been a couple hours. It's, you guys are getting a little sleepy, and Helen's been complaining a little bit. She wants to go home, but eventually someone pulls up on the driveway. There's a car that pulls up on the driveway, and Helen's about to doze off, but you see this, Daniel.
Helen.
Oh.
And I don't think I'd have been letting her doze off because like I'm a pilot. I do long haul flights, so like I have I'll be like playing word games of things for her, like people who should be enemies, that sort of thing, Edward Woodward and Clint Eastwood should be enemies, that sort of thing. And I'll be looking at the thing. Helen, that's something's happening.
Do you have the binoculars?
I do. Yes, and I'll pass her the binoculars.
Oh boy, Daniel, take a look. They're gonna be shocked. And you see, Susanna and Patrick pulling up in their cute little sports car.
These are the Romanos, right?
Mm-hmm. So you see, they pull up on the driveway. Patrick gets out of the car, and Susanna stays in the car. Patrick walks up to the house, gets led inside by Shauna, and they're in there for a solid 5 minutes. And Helen's like antsy. She wants to know what you see.
Yeah, I paused my thing. Susanna stayed in the car, but Patrick's gone in. Shauna answered the door.
I can't imagine that. They're drug dealers. They're respectable people. Maybe it's some other business.
I don't know. I did notice James was saying that he wanted to investigate the Romano house the other day after a talk of Sheila. So, who knows what people get up to behind closed doors? And he stops talking before he gets himself into trouble.
Well, speaking of closed doors, a door opens, the front door opens, and Patrick rather, is trying to shake off Shauna, who seems to be clinging to his arm. And almost like she's like begging and crying, and she's tugging on his coat. But eventually he shakes her off and gets back in the car. And you can see in the car that Susanna is on the phone, and she looks very concerned. But They drive off. Susanna's kind of Shauna's standing in the doorway for a while, looking heartbroken, and before she goes back into her home. And
Now this is the thing. Scorned lover or drug abuser cut off. What do you think? Should we stay here or follow the Romanos?
I think we should follow them.
I was just waiting for the word. I kick that car into gear. You know, it's manual. I'm British. I can't drive automatic.
It's all good. Okay, so you need to catch up with them because they are they're speeding down these streets.
Throw me them
can you
driving
make
rolls. I'm ready.
Yes, can you make a driving test?
Yeah, I'm gonna add 3 to this and burn an advantage because I've got an advantage. And by the way, Jay, I still have a disadvantage sitting next to me as well.
Okay, wait. So when would you use a disadvantage?
You call it on me. But
Okay. All right. Well, you can use your advantage for him.
I'm just gonna add 2 actually, not 3. I'm just gonna add 2. I got excited and I said 3, but actually I think 2 will be enough with an advantage as well. Like this should be plenty. Yeah, 7.
Yes, more than enough. You are able to stay on their tail, but you also need to make sure that they don't notice that they're being followed. So can you also make a conceal roll?
Conceal. Yes, I'll add 2 to this as well. Don't you question my skill choices, other players. 6.
Nice. So you are able to follow the Romanos. They only go a couple blocks down. You're still in town, and it's not a house that you're familiar with. It seems to be a normal house, but a similar sort of thing happens where Peter gets out of the car. Not Peter. I need to get these names right. Patrick. Okay. Patrick gets out of the car, goes up to the door, goes inside for a minute. And this time, when he leaves, there's a man standing in the doorway, kind of cursing him off. You greedy, good for nothing bastards. And eventually he slams the door, and Patrick gets back in the car. And Susanna is looking even more distressed than before, and they sit there for about a minute, having a conversation before they drive off again.
Hang on, I want to see if I've got anything. Helen, I'm gonna text James and let him know that the Romanos are going around, that they're not currently in. They're going around messaging people, and just see what he thinks.
All right, yeah, do what you gotta do.
Deanne, thank you so much for that subscription. You have an advantage to give to a player of your choice. Yes.
Do you want me to drive while you text James?
That sounds fantastic, actually. Let's swap over. You drive. I'll give him a call. Get it done quicker.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Hawkeye, for that advantage. For me.
Thanks. So, yeah, you guys do a little swap-a-rooney, and Helen puts pedal to the metal.
I'm not gonna tell her how to drive. I did that with my second wife. That's how that started to end. I'm going to just gonna ring James.
Daniel, what's up?
I'm currently tailing the Romanos around town.
The Romanos.
Yes, it was your place that you were breaking into the other night, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, good. Here's the thing. It seems that they're stopping at places, and, well, I mean, they're leaving people looking quite unhappy. If I was to guess, I would say it looked a lot like a drug dealer going around to let people that, it's too hot to deal at the moment, or similar, something else like that. Of course, that is a slightly skewed opinion due to recent events, but you know what I mean.
Well, I wouldn't say it's completely off the money. I mean, if you know what I said yesterday, if what Benji fucked up yesterday is their well, then they're gonna have to explain to other people that it dried up.
Yes.
I just wonder how. I don't think a lot of people are gonna take that well, really.
No, I don't think so either.
So what do you suggest we do?
I mean, their place is currently empty and I'm literally tailing them.
Are you telling me to commit a B&E again?
I am not telling you to do anything, James. I'm just giving you facts, and what you decide to do with them is entirely up to you.
Where are you exactly? How far are you from home?
I'd just give James a time it would take me to drive home.
Yeah, it's probably 5 minutes. You're very close.
We're like 5 minutes away.
Man, I could have done something if it was early. I don't blame you, but
Bloody well hope not. You haven't even told me what you're blaming me for.
no, what I mean is if you would have caught me sooner, I might have been able to do something with that information.
This is only the second stop, though. So as much as we're close, well, actually, I don't know this is a second stop. It's the second stop I've tailed them for, at least.
Oh man, that's risky. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for a walk.
Oh, right. Should I let you know when we're on our way back?
That would be very nice. I will keep my phone on vibrate and just let me know when you're like 5 minutes away again.
Will do. I'll give you a progress report when we arrive to places, and when we're leaving.
Yes. Thank you. Good luck.
Yes. Godspeed.
Yeah. James hangs up.
And what I will start doing now is whenever we arrive somewhere, I'll tell James that we have arrived and how far away we are from the house, and then I'll tell him when we're leaving each place.
Sounds good. So I think that makes it for the perfect transition for us to take a look at James. So you just got off this conversation with Daniel not long ago. You had another very intense conversation with Peter. But are you taking this walk around the neighborhood?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he would have taken this call just as he got home from like Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's gonna put on a jacket again, and he does take the weird mask that Benji gave him for the original crack heist, and he does put it in his pocket.
Oh,
I didn't give you that one back.
Well, hang on. It's one of those like it's like a dog.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, all right.
I know.
Like a
But
fur,
like-
like a furry head.
No, not a furry thing. No, it's a not at all.
Oh
very
right.
much-
Oh yeah, it's the
very
leather.
much,
I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he's like, I really don't want to, but I'll just bring it along for the ride. So he's gonna go out and he puts his phone on like silent / vibrate as he said.
Mhm.
And he's gonna like strategically walk around the neighborhood casually towards the Romano house again.
Yeah. So as you're walking, you notice that the lane is very quiet. Most of the homes, like the lights are out. Some people don't even seem to be home. And it actually, like the thought strikes you, like if there was going to be a time to do a B&E on Poplar Lane, like you've almost never seen the lane so empty before.
Yeah.
Planets are aligning.
Yeah, he's having an internal debate with himself as he gets closer to the house. And he's like, I know the house. I know what it does. The dog likes me. I know how to commit a B&E. I have a mask. So yeah, I guess
Good. All right. Very good. How do you intend on going about this?
I guess he's gonna do it in semi the same way as he saw Sheila do it, because the only reason Sheila wasn't caught was because he screwed it up for her. Like if he wouldn't have done anything, the chances that he would have that they would have gotten away with it would have probably been quite all right. So he dons the mask, which he hates, and he regrets everything, and he doesn't like it. But he doesn't feel like he can take any chances at this point. Because as opposed to the last thing, he is now definitely committing burglary as per the Pennsylvania law. And he tries to find a way to open the window that goes to that basement.
Okay. So as you get closer to the Romano house, you do see that downstairs there's like a flickering blue light. It looks like there's a TV on like the first floor, the ground level of the house. And aside from that, you can walk around to the back and you would see that the window that was previously broken into has now been boarded.
That makes things a lot more complicated. I think he's gonna try to peek in a window to see whether the light, the TV light, is actually being used, or whether somebody's out cold in front of the TV, or just not there anymore.
Yeah, can you make a well, first of all, can you make a disguise roll to
All
see
right.
how well this mask is actually hiding your face?
Okay, I'll add 2 to that, because I really don't want this to mess up. Okay, good.
Okay. And then can you also make an unobtrusiveness roll?
I don't know that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll not keep that. Let's go. Fuck.
Okay. So you you peek through a window on the first floor, and you see a 13-year-old kid, probably. I mean, you see Jake. You see Jake Romano. He's sitting on the couch and he is watching some reality shows. But as you lean in a little bit closer to make sure that it's Jake, the snout hits the window, and Jake looks over and he sees a shiny dog in his window.
I think James just bails, just goes. Like the same way he just left the place without like. At least he's gonna like run and make sure he gets into the second garden out of sight.
Okay, yeah. All right, can you make a fleeing roll? Wow, I didn't realize there was a fleeing thing. I probably would have used that a couple other times in the past.
I'll add 1 to that. Wow,
Ooh.
this sucks.
Ooh. Big
This
Okay.
sucks.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm gonna be
Things
branded
were
a
bad.
pervert.
Good.
Then they were worse.
Very good. So,
He already thinks I'm a pedophile.
Luckily, your disguise was good enough that Jake, when he looks out, it doesn't seem like he's able to identify you, but he does see that you're not in fact a shiny dog, that you are human, and that you're running away. And he sees you run. So where are you running to specifically?
I guess I'm running to the next garden that's behind that has anything that seems like a fence or a bush or anything I can hide in that sense.
Yeah. So you can actually there is a yard behind the Romano house. It's like a backyard that's kind of like back to back with someone else's backyard, and they have a fence, and you manage to hop it. It's not like a very high fence, but you manage to hop the fence. But Jake has noted what direction you've gone in. And let's take a moment to go back to Daniel for a second. So as Helen is, driving, speeding, following following this couple, they pull off to the side of the road, and Helen doesn't know what to do. Do I keep going, or Daniel?
Yes. Keep going about a block forward and then pull over. A
Okay.
block's far enough that people won't think anything.
Okay. Yeah, so Helen does that, and let me think. Okay, so James, when you have successfully now avoided getting like he's lost you now. You're behind this fence. You can pretty much go wherever you need to go now, and you know that he won't be able to see you anymore because he's not following you, or he didn't leave the house or anything. So what would be your next move?
I think he's gonna
Wait, we need to change the music. What am I doing here?
I think he's gonna stake out. Just cause what's the status of the house that he's hiding behind?
There's lights on. It looks like there's people home.
Is he visible to the people who are in the house?
No, not right now. It's all the yards here are pretty large. This is an affluent neighborhood for families with kids, so there's lots of yard space for the kids to run around. So you're far enough away from the house that you're not like in the radius of light from the windows.
All right, then I guess he's gonna sort of stake out, just like wait what is gonna happen around that house, like whether Jake is gonna go to bed eventually before his parents come home, or whether his parents are gonna come home or anything like that. Like,
Okay. So Daniel, you see eventually I'm kind of having to cut back and forth because
this is great. I'm loving it.
So Daniel, you see the Romano's car continue after about 2 minutes of waiting in on this street around the corner. You see the Romano's car speeding down this main road, and they were already speeding before, but now they're going even faster. And Helen, before you even have time to react, steps on it. She was waiting, and she I'm gonna make a roll for Helen. How does this go again?
Could I possibly influence her role as well? Maybe I could charm her a little bit, just relax her.
Sure.
I mean, I think that would actually probably come under reassurance, which I don't have any points in, but if I can use charm instead, I'll take it.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if you use charm, then it's an automatic success. Yeah. So you're able to what do you say to her to motivate her?
I look at her and I say, "You are so powerful right now. You have got this, you know. You're following this car like a trained professional. I'm so proud."
And there's a twinkle in her eye, and there's a twinkle in her eye. She smirks a little bit, and then she puts her head down like she is getting in the zone. And she's able to tail the Romano successfully without being too conspicuous. And they are heading towards, it becomes clear that they're heading towards the Romano's house.
Yes. Well, I would have texted James when they were leaving. I also would have texted him where we stopped. And if it looks like they're heading towards the Romano house, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give him a quick ring.
I think that's when James is like, gotta go. And he just sort of like...
Here's the ring and just goes. Yeah.
Yeah, because he asked Daniel earlier if he could ring him when they were coming home, so he feels the vibration, and he's like, I'm out. So he tries to take the backyard route, not like the sort of... So he tries to take the route back that he and Sheila took, like, to the house. I think 2 days before.
Okay. All right, yeah, you can... Why don't you do another fleeing roll?
All right. I'm gonna use my advantage on that. As a 2 and a 3.
So, those are 2 separate rolls.
Oh. Should I read?
Well, I'm just. I mean, you can use those if you want. Well, I mean, you probably don't want to because.
Do you want me to re-roll them?
Do another one.
Okay, I'll re-roll them.
We'll count the 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Well.
All right. So,
Oh boy.
yeah. So you're in this yard and you're fenced in, and when you hopped the fence, it was easy enough, but in order to leave, you're gonna either have to hop the fence yet again and go through the, bless you, Scrat, and you're gonna either have to hop the fence again and go back through the Romano's yard, or you're gonna have to go through the gate that's closer to the front of the house. And because the two side fences have like all kinds of like shrubbery and whatnot on the side, so it would be super obvious if you tried to hop one of those.
Oh man, you really put me in a pickle here. Oh shit.
Blame the dice.
Oh, I think the last thing he would do is go back through the Romano yard. So he's gonna try to do the second thing, I guess.
Okay.
And just like really, really, really step on it, so to speak.
Yeah. So you're trying to go for like the speed factor here?
Yeah, like at this point he doesn't really care if he's seen, considering that he's already been seen.
Mm-hmm.
But he just wants to like, as long as he isn't seen around his house, that's fine. But just getting out of there.
Right. Okay, can you make an athletics to see how fast you can dash out of there?
I'm gonna add 1 to that. I'm doing terrific here. James
Okay.
is going to jail.
So you run but not fast enough, and the family in this home, while they don't go after you or anything, they have seen you and are continuing to track your path. Meanwhile, Jemiah, you were just at the Reese's house as you were spending time with Sally when Peter got home. Not long after that, in fact, just minutes probably as you were saying goodbye to Peter, you hear a screech of tires coming from outside, generally in the direction of the Romano house.
Oh. Is my house in the direction of the Romano house?
No, it is not.
I'm gonna casually take a late night walk towards the screechy tires.
Yeah, I mean, once you step outside, you see that you see a panicked Patrick Romano get out of his car and run into the house. And almost immediately after, the car zips off.
Oh, so like he's already inside the house?
Yeah,
His house?
Patrick seems to have gone inside into his house. Yeah, and the car left without him.
Did I recognize the car?
Yeah, that was the Romano's car.
Okay. I'm gonna casually. What time of night is this?
It's pretty late. It's maybe 11.
I guess I'll just text. I don't want to go knocking on people's doors at 11 o'clock, but she's super curious. Can I like look through the windows like discreetly, super casually?
Of the Romanos?
Yeah.
I mean, without getting too close, I mean, unless you wanted to go close, how close are you getting?
Okay. Like the layout of the house, are there like bushes I can hide behind?
Yeah, but the thing is that if you hide behind a bush to look into that house, then you're going to be exposed to the road. Do you see what I'm saying?
Turn the barn. Okay. I think I'm going to take a risk.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk up to a casual. Is there like a window that looks in? Is the like inside floor plan like open? Like if I look through one window, can I kind of see most of like the living dining room, or is it more of a closed floor plan?
Yeah, there's a bay window. It's actually the window that James looked through before. That looks pretty much through the formal dining room into the living room.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna start with a casual walk by and see if I can see anything. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna get closer. I'm
yeah.
gonna try to be sneaky.
Okay, so if you're doing a casual walk by, let's see, can you do a surveillance roll?
Yes.
Okay. So as you do a casual walk by, you can hear Patrick. I mean, you assume it's Patrick, but you hear like a frantic clinging and clanging inside the house, as if like someone was like digging through a whole bunch of stuff trying to grab something frantically. And that clinging and clanging abruptly stops, and then you hear
Oh my goodness! I'm not gonna get any closer to the window. I'm definitely gonna turn around and start walking back to my house. But I also would like to keep an eye on what's going on casually, because I'm incognito. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, totally. And
I'm gonna die.
and you know, like Poplar Lane, like the casual walk-bys are commonplace, so no one would question you going to, you know, walk past the house to see what's going on. So you can you know, walk past, hear that, and head back to your place if that's where you wanted to go.
As I'm walking, I would like to also text Daniel and probably James about what just happened. And then I'm piecing out, and that there are weapons that I think are in the house. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
What exactly is the text? Just
It's okay. So pretty much, remind me, what's the name of the dude that just went in? It's not Peter, is it? My brain's not working today.
Patrick.
Patrick. It's pretty much that Patrick just ran into his house, and I went to go look and see what's going on, and definitely heard a gun. So I'm going home, but not really sure what to do here. Like very just scattered.
when we yeah. Okay. I'll wait for you to come back to me, Jay. I'm okay. I received this text. Got it.
We
Thank you.
will get back to you. Yes. So Benjamin,
So wait,
you would have also heard the screech of these tires coming down from down the street as the Romanos pull onto their driveway.
2 questions.
Yeah.
First question, am I still high on crack?
No, you are not still high on crack. The effects of the adrenaline are known for metabolizing very fast, and so you've been sober for quite a while.
Right. And so had to go take care of a thing. There was an explosion in my house. I came back to read in chat that James is getting arrested as a furry.
We're not quite there yet.
We're not there yet. Okay.
But his movement has been followed.
It's not illegal.
Yeah.
I got your back, James. Got your back.
So upon hearing the screech of tires on Poplar Lane, what would Benjamin's reaction.
I suppose I'd stop what I was doing, put on some pants, and go look out the window, see what was going on.
Yeah. When you look out the window, you'd see Jemiah walking towards the Romano house, and you'd see the Romanos. The car that you heard screech onto the driveway isn't even there anymore. It's already driven off. Besides that, the lane is very quiet. A lot of people seem to be out.
Okay. Okay. I suppose I'll walk outside shirtless and see if I can help.
Yeah, I mean, you walk out, and really the only other person on the street right now you see is Jemiah.
It's Jemiah, right? Hey, Jemiah.
Is this before or after I've heard the gun?
This is after you've heard the gun. You're walking back now.
I am going to. I assume you're on the other side of the street?
I think so. Yeah, like outside of my house. Yeah.
I am going to immediately beeline it to you with like whisper shouting, "There's a gun!"
I'm gonna drop down on the ground.
Jemiah will stop in the middle of the road and just like shake her head, like keep walking. She's gonna be like, "Get up!"
You said there's
Inside their house.
Whose
Not
house?
out here.
Who?
The Romanos.
Is anybody in their house?
Well, Patrick just ran in there, and then he was like digging through things, and then all of a sudden, I didn't see the gun, but I'm pretty sure there's a gun.
Did he shoot somebody else?
Not that I know of, but we might get shot if we don't get out of here.
Wait, hold on. So Patrick is just shooting holes into his house.
No. He hasn't shot the gun yet. He just, like did the thing that you do before you shoot a gun.
The click clack.
Yeah, that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Heard about that in those songs.
Are you still on the ground?
Yes. Safety. Okay. I don't know. Don't you feel any kind of like personal responsibility
To what?
to go see what happens?
I mean, I don't really care to get shot tonight, but I'll go with you if that's like, a vibe you're feeling. And she'll start like trying to get you to stand up.
Okay, I'm feeling it.
Okay.
Listen, if I get shot, I feel like that'll get me out of any more community service.
I don't think that's how that works, Benjamin.
So stand behind me.
Okay.
That way, you for sure won't get shot.
Fine. And she's gonna she's still trying to get you to stand up, definitely.
Right.
Are you not? What?
Okay, I'll stand up now.
Jeez Louise. She's gonna text Daniel and James and say, "So evidently, me and Benjamin are going to check it out. Pray for us."
Wait, who are you texting?
Nobody. It's Daniel and James. I figured they should know.
Wait, you told them what we're doing right now?
Yeah?
Where are they right now?
I don't know.
I think that's a good time to pan back to Daniel. Daniel. You and Helen followed the Romanos back to their house and noticed that it was very quick as Susanna just kind of dropped off Patrick. Patrick ran out of the car Susanna took hold of the wheel and sped off on her own. Around then, you probably would have gotten the first text from Jeremiah that there was a gun.
Have we pulled onto the lane yet?
So Helen would have, trying not to like get caught, probably not pulled onto the lane, but maybe like around the corner.
Right, Helen. Just got a message from Jeremiah. Apparently there's a gun in the Romano house, so, I think a good cover story for us will be, let's go and get takeout. One of those fast food places, maybe. What are they called? Take the Bell or something like that. Let's go and get one of those.
And then there's another ding on your phone, and it's from James. What exactly was the contents of your message again, James?
I didn't send a message.
Oh, you didn't send a message.
It was Jemiah.
Okay.
Jemiah sent the message.
Okay, she sent 2 messages. Right, I remember there was 2 messages. I just didn't remember who sent one. Okay, so maybe that you wouldn't get that text right away. Okay, so what you said you wanted to go get fast food. Are you sure this is a good time for fast food, Daniel? I mean,
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. We're not gonna eat any of the vulgar stuff. We just need an excuse to be out. Think about it. If they did notice our car, we live on the same street. They're going to recognize our car. We drove past them. Okay? They might be suspicious. However, if they see that especially if we see that they stop nearby, however, if we come back with takeout, then we can pretend that somewhere was closed and we were looking for takeout. Alibis. Always have an alibi, Helen.
that's a good idea, Daniel. I'm kind of in the mood for Chinese.
I mean, yeah, we can grab Chinese if you want.
Okay, good. Do you want to invite your friends or?
We can do if you like. Shall I, you know what? We should start a group message. Some convenient way where we can all talk to each other, you know?
Yes, and then we can all plot our alibis together.
Right. Yes, I like that. Okay. Is that creating too much evidence? Doesn't matter. We'll get to that if we need to. So, I'll start a group message, and I'm gonna start typing out a message to each person because I don't know how to create a group message. And my message to each person will say, you are cordially invited to join Daniel's group message where we can discuss things like dinner plans and reservations, fine brandies, and other and light topics of conversation, as is befitting close friends such as we. But I just send that text to everyone. I don't actually know how to make a group chat.
Jemiah will make the group chat. But
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can make this group chat. Probably as you're sending out that message, you get the text from Jeremiah. But eventually you're able to coordinate this chat where you can discuss branding and other things.
So I've already messaged everyone individually and said that Helen is in, so I'll be like, Helen and I are out grabbing Chinese food. Who wants in? We could all meet up. Have dinner. Separate text each time I pause. He's one of those
I'm gonna send a
types.
selfie back of me and Jemiah walking down the street to the Romanos. I don't look real serious, except, I'm not wearing my shirt, so I'm gonna buff up my pecs.
Shirtless again?
Jemiah's rolling her eyes in the background of that selfie.
And I'm gonna reply with that photo, and I'm just gonna say, busy.
Clearly.
James, You are running away from this house. You feel eyes on you. Your phone is buzzing. How are you handling yourself?
I'm hauling ass right now. I'm just
Okay.
like going. I'm not even thinking about going home right now because he's also hurt the screeching tires, most likely.
Mhm.
So he's just gonna like run and then just run as fast and as far as he can. Even like out of the lane. He just like keeps going really until he can find the most, like there must be something like a big bush or even like an electricity house or something like that to just hide behind and just be completely out of the lane and out of like the context of everything.
Do Jemiah and I see the dog mask man running in the neighborhood?
You would not. This is actually happening behind the Romano house because James had hopped over the fence in the backyard into the, so you would not see that. But James, yeah, so you do hear Peter shouting in his backyard at this point, and he's like, show yourself, like, and he's trying to goad the intruder to show themselves. And as you're running down this other suburban street, you soon find that there's a car speeding down the street towards this house.
May I quickly? Thank you very much, Viesneys, for your subscription. 5 months in a row. You have an advantage to give to a player of your choice. And next month, you get a new chat badge. So stick around, friend.
So, yeah. So you see this car that is barreling. Oh, and thank you, Viesneys, barreling down towards you.
I think I'm gonna throw myself behind the first thing that will keep me sort of hidden.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We just have to go with another fleeing roll.
All right, I'll use one for that. Police. That wouldn't work. Let me see. It's not a 2.
My connection is like bugging, so if you could just help.
It's
Oh,
a
there we
5.
go. It just popped up. 5. Okay. Yeah. So there's like a big what's it called? Those electricity boxes, like those that provides power for the street, pretty much. And you can duck behind that. In the car, zooms past, and you hear it go down the street, and then tires screech, and then it's driving back up the street. And then they park at the end of the street, and a door slams. So now they are patrolling on foot, and someone is walking up and down the street looking for an intruder.
Oh man.
Can you make an unobtrusiveness roll?
Oh man.
And I bet James's phone is buzzing like mad in his pocket as we're all group texting.
Oh, thank you, God.
Please have it like you had it on. Did you have it on vibrate or was it like on?
It's
on
on
loud?
vibrate. It's on vibrate.
Okay, just like hiding in a bush and just suddenly. Dang!
No.
Wow, that was cool.
Oh gosh.
back.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for James, there's a moment of silence in the group chat as Susanna Romano is frantically searching up and down the street. She has a flashlight. She's shining it everywhere. And it skims over the electric box, and you hold your breath for a second, but she doesn't seem to spot you, and she gets back in her car and drives off, and you seem to now be as in the clear as you can be. in this situation.
Is there a way for me to sort of, because she drove back to Poplar Lane, right?
You can't exactly discern, and also this is, yeah, you can't
All right.
you can't quite tell from here.
I think he's gonna continue running towards, like, as far away from Poplar Lane as he can.
Okay. Yeah. Are you leaving the mask on and everything?
Yeah, for now, but it's like until he like gets far, like I would say like a block away, that's when he takes it off and he just like stuffs it away, and he starts to very casually walk back.
Okay.
Like he does like fix himself up as if he hasn't been running really far. Maybe he does. Well, sort of like go the jog. I think he goes the jogging route. Like I'm taking a late night jog, sort of.
Yeah, and you can do that. You can, no rolls. You can do that. And are you heading back towards Poplar Lane, or are you checking your phone?
I think as he's sort of like walking back, he's checking his phone. And I think the only and first message that is in the group chat from James is just like in all caps, gun? Question mark.
I have no input on the gun, so I won't be responding.
I'll respond. Two of them. Yo.
Jemiah will send what? Question mark. And then she'll explain she heard a gun, like in the words of Benjamin, click clack, but hasn't seen one. But we're gonna go check it out.
James is just like, oh god. And he realizes how deep of shit he is probably still in and could have potentially have been in. So yeah, he just writes back like, yeah, Chinese is good. I'm just pick something up at home. Went for a jog. See you in 10. Question mark.
So, with that, we can take a look back at Jemiah and Benjamin, who I guess are approaching the Romano house, if I'm correct.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna ring the doorbell, or
Just kind of standing in, still on the sidewalk, like haven't quite walked up to the house yet. It still could be just strolling.
Do we have a plan?
So like, what do you see exactly? like I'm kind of like just kind of peering through the window, just like. Did you see anything? I know we heard the clicky clacky, but
I didn't get too close, but like I definitely heard that, like, you know, they were moving things around and like things were clanging, and then all of a sudden the, you know, gun noise. So and then I you were there, so I went over there. That's all I know.
So I mean, you had to be pretty close to hear that, right?
I mean, a casual walk by.
Okay.
The huge.
Was anybody else here?
Their car dropped him off and he ran inside. So that's all I know that's inside the house right now.
Oh.
But their car drove off.
That's the car that squealed by, and that was the car that dropped him off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We could throw a rock at the window.
We could throw a rock at the window.
I mean, like, just like, not like break the window, but like, you know, little pebbles, just to see what happens.
We don't want him to be upset, though. We want to disarm him, both emotionally and physically.
Okay, and how do you plan on doing that?
I'll just gesture towards myself, as that's supposed to be an answer, like, clearly.
Jemiah's gonna like shake her head. Okay. You know what? You take the lead on this one,
I'll
and
take the lead.
I will supervise.
Okay. All right. Take a managerial role from behind. I will approach the door and ring the doorbell.
Are there trees in the yard?
Yeah, there's a tree in the yard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. How big is the tree?
It's a big
Can
tree.
I hide behind the tree?
You can hide behind the
I
tree.
would like to hide behind the tree.
Okay. So Benjamin, you ring the doorbell
Mm-hmm.
and are greeted by a scared child. It is Jake Romano, and he seems to be scared. When he opens the door, he's like, did you see anyone?
Hey, little Jake.
Have you seen anyone around here?
Actually, I was going to ask you and maybe your dad about that. Jemiah and I was outside, and
He was wearing a dog mask.
dog mask.
It was a scary looking mask.
Was it black?
Yeah,
Oh,
it looked like a torture device.
yeah.
You can hear
Wow.
through the house. You can hear through the house, like coming from the backyard. You can hear Patrick shouting about trying to goad out an intruder.
Gotcha. That's what I was coming to check on. I heard the car tires spin out and thought something might have been wrong. And it seems like it is. It's a good thing I came over. I didn't see anybody, but I'll keep a lookout. I'll make sure everybody knows to look out for that.
Jemiah, can you make an unobtrusiveness roll?
Okay. Man, I'm
Man,
not
left me
terrified.
hanging.
I did.
Just
That's
like pieced out
scary.
that tree.
I wasn't expecting you to reference me.
So, Jemiah, you're standing behind this tree,
It's a nice tree.
and Susanna, and
Oh no!
she taps you on the back.
Jemiah's gonna scream.
This is a weird situation. Have you seen the dog face, or what are you doing behind this tree in my front yard after we just had
I
confusion?
was walking and I got tired and the tree was a nice place to stand behind. There's a dog face?
What?
What?
Listen, I know people on this lane are very snoopy, But hiding behind a tree is not a good look for when we just had a break-in moments ago.
Okay, I'll be very honest with you. I just wanted to hear what Benjamin was saying to James. I mean, he's at the front
And
door.
she kind of peeks around the tree to see Benjamin.
If I turn,
Can-
if I see them, I'll just, ladies.
And Jemima will like
she
lean.
was one of these.
Jemima will lean in
Hello.
and like say, you know, like you've heard everything that's going on with him lately, haven't you?
With Benjamin?
Yeah.
Huh?
What's going on with Benjamin?
Well, I don't know. He's just been, you know, making decisions lately. He's doing community service right
Right now, I am.
now.
And when you say that, she takes like a big sigh and her face sinks a little bit. Yeah. Well,
I just
think
wanted to
both
make
of you-
sure he was okay, honestly. But I don't know how he feels about me checking up on him. And that's why I'm behind the tree.
have any idea what Dan's up to right now?
Oh no,
She asked
not
you
at
to-
all. I know that I think that he was getting Chinese food.
Hmm.
Don't implicate me.
Oh, that's oddly
That's not
specific.
good.
What about Sheila? What's Sheila up to?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, I think our family could use some privacy right now.
You be safe, Jake. I'll be on the lookout.
Well, have a good evening.
Have a good evening, Jemiah, and have a good evening to you as well, Benjamin.
Good to see you, Miss Romano.
And yeah, and she heads inside to be greeted by her son and her husband, and she looks over her shoulder back at the two of you as you're walking away from her house, and her eyes squint, shooting daggers in your direction.
Jemima's
Um,
not good at this.
I'll whisper to Jemiah. I'll like just very like, hello, to Jemiah, and just kind of under my breath, walk away casually with me, and I'll like kind of walk with my arms, just very casual.
Jemima's gonna like whisper, "I'm never doing this again, ever."
Doing what?
Well, she found me behind the tree.
Would you go behind the tree before?
Well, because
thought you-
honestly, sometimes you do things, and I don't really want to get caught in the middle of like in trouble things.
What do you mean I do things? I don't do nothing.
Wheelbarrow.
The wheelbarrow was
The
for safety.
wheelbarrow.
The wheelbarrow was a good idea,
It was. Okay.
and the community center wasn't my fault.
Yes.
It was just a shit building. It shouldn't have been.
I believe you on that one. Okay. Well, I was hiding behind it. Needless to say, mistakes were made.
I feel like I did a good job.
I should have just stayed on vacation.
You should have.
I think so. What was James doing in? Do you know anything about James being in the Romano house?
I have no idea. The last time I saw James, he was checking out something that I saw in the bushes. Because I was at, wow, whose house was I at? Why is my brain stopping? Everything stops. Whose house was I at?
Were you at Daniel's?
No, I was with the daughter.
Yeah, you were at
right.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't have my names.
No, it's
open.
okay. It's a lot
brain
of
is-
stuff.
But there was somebody in like the bushes, and I couldn't figure out who it was. So James offered to go check it out for me. But that's the last that I heard from James.
You heard something in the bushes, and so
Mhm.
then James is in the Romano house.
No. I was over hanging out with the daughter earlier this evening, right?
Right.
She came over to my house. We had dinner, and then I took her home. I saw something in the bushes, and James checked it out for me. Beyond
Okay.
that, I have no idea what James has been up to.
It was definitely James that the Romano kid was talking about.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's James doing in a
I
dog?
don't know what
mask?
James is doing. Beats me. I don't-
Yeah. Maybe, well, we should probably figure that out.
yeah.
And you don't have anything to do with this at all.
No, I've been very busy.
Oh, really?
No idea what. Wait, did James respond to any of our text messages?
He said gun. Question
Gun?
mark, exclamation point. I think.
Okay, group text. Not realizing fully probably that Helen is also there. Bro, were you running through the neighborhood just now, or sometime like in the last half hour? The Romano kid says he saw definitely you.
There's no answer to that because James is not answering that black on white.
Bro? Question mark?
Rip.
Left on red. Like scene.
I'll send like a emoji face.
Just like scene. James is running back home right now. Jogging back home.
Well, okay. He's not answering. I bet he's up to something.
Well, yeah, probably. Honestly, I probably should get home. I have an appointment in the morning.
Oh, what you doing?
I am going to get Miss Robinson's correct? Cookie recipe.
Oh. Wait, cookie recipe? Do I know about these cookies?
I think it's the cookies that you know about,
Okay.
but I haven't quite figured it out yet. So.
Be careful with that. I accidentally
will-
got a I experienced something.
Really?
I did, yeah.
That is good? A question mark?
That's probably the best way you could say that, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you figure out what happened to James, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go home too. Finish some business.
Mm-hmm. You let me know how that goes. And Demaya will kind of wave and like awkwardly walk off and just like, what just happened? I don't.
I will walk back to my house.
Y'all a mess. So where were we? Yeah, Daniel and Helen getting fast food.
Oh, I meant to also add General So's, please.
General
What?
So's. Oh,
General So's? You said Chinese?
yeah, no, General So's.
Right. I want the General So's.
Sure thing. Heck is General So's.
Are you kidding me?
Listen, okay. It's like a sauce that you can like cook chicken and vegetables or tofu or whatever, you know, it's a really tasty sauce. And
Never
Okay,
heard of
okay.
it in my life.
If you tell me that you don't got it there, okay. But you've been here, dude.
I haven't had Chinese food there.
But what?
okay, Pax, we're making it happen. Listen, we'll go to Terminal Market
down.
and they have
Thank you, Jay. You got my
Yeah, okay.
freaking back.
But
Dadgummit, Scrat.
yeah,
I
that was a little.
apologize. This,
uncultured
we've
swine.
derailed everything. I
So-
guess Daniel would know about that and be like, okay.
So are you, Daniel? Do you want to eat at the restaurant or are you gonna take out?
Oh, we'll definitely be getting takeout. This is our whole cover. Bring the takeout back. Be seen with takeout.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, and you know, you can you collect your Chinese food, you head back to the lane, and you can see that the Romano's car is still in the driveway as you pull onto the lane, but there's still you know, the lane is still really quiet, and yeah, and you can deliver your food and eat it if you so choose. Are you guys getting together or?
I would thought, yeah, I'll be. I'll send a. We're just turning into the block now, sort of message, so that everyone knows to come on over.
Would anyone be joining for Chinese dinner?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll probably show up late.
I will don some sweatpants and
Ne-
like one of those shirts with the sleeves cut out, but like all like the entire sides of the shirt.
Next
like-
message, which may encourage Jemiah. We're opening a Bordeaux.
I'm coming. I'm here on time. I will be the first to indulge. Thank you.
You could probably use it after today. Who's the last? More importantly, who's the last to show up?
Might be me.
Probably James this time.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while to jog back because you had to run pretty far, you know, to feel like safe enough to to take that mask off. So, yeah, no, you it takes you a while to get back, but as you do, probably as you're jogging onto the lane, you see the Reeses, not the Reeses, the Romanos, Patrick and Susanna are getting back in their car, and they are about to drive off once again, but they're not exactly driving off right away. They seem to be packing their trunk.
Can I see what it is they're packing?
Yeah, they have a big trunk. Like it's like, I mean, they're putting a trunk in the trunk, pretty much. It's like a suitcase, kind of, not a suitcase, but like a chest.
Ah. Okay.
It seems to be taking them a while to like haul it out. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think James is gonna let that happen. Well, maybe not. Maybe James is gonna open his WhatsApp or whatever we're using because he's American. And he's well, I think being a photographer, I think he's got like an iPhone 11 right now. I think he's gonna try to snap a picture.
Yeah.
And I want to use the investigation skill photography for that.
Yeah, totally. You you snap the photo and you see um as like they put the chest down for to take like a breath as they're moving. Um when they set the chest down, there's like a little puff of red that like comes from the chest.
Yeah, he like burst shoots. Like every move of that is just happening. He's just taking a picture of that.
Yeah,
He'll sort them out later.
totally.
And then he goes back inside, I guess.
Cool. You yeah, so you guys can the first 2 notes. You can all enjoy your dinner. If you want, you can catch up on stuff, whatever's happened throughout the day. Otherwise, late
I'll tell
into
Helen she looks nice.
very good. Can all of you roll? Can all of you roll a sense trouble?
What?
Sense trouble. I'll put in.
God, my house is about to get hit. I have nothing in sense trouble. I'm gonna use an advantage.
3.
Yeah, see.
Hey.
Boom.
Hey.
Okay. So Daniel and James, you you notice that as you're eating your Chinese food and unwinding after like one of the longest days, that there's like a series of headlights that drive past the window, and you kind of get like this feeling that like everyone on the lane is kind of, I mean, not necessarily everyone, but a lot of people are like arriving at the same time. And it just seems very odd that like at this same moment that so many people would be driving on the lane. Normally there's not more than 1 or 2 cars that are driving on the lane at once, but now there's at least 3.
I say, excuse me. Hold on. And I go to like the front window to see which cars are pulling up to which driveways.
Yeah, you see so it's been maybe like an hour since the Romanos, and since you got back, James, and you saw the Romanos packing their trunk. The Romanos, the Robinsons, and the Goodmans are pulling onto their driveway.
All right. I think he says that. Well,
now at this hour, you can't see who exactly is getting in or out of any of those cars, but you do see that.
can I see how many people are getting out?
You can you can choose one car and then you can roll surveillance.
I'll choose the Robinson's car.
Okay. And you can roll surveillance.
Surveillance. Oh, actually, I have a line that. I'll put 1 in. Yeah.
Okay. You see both Miss Robinson and her boy, her living boy,
All right.
exiting the car. And yeah, is there anything else you guys wanted to do for the rest of the night? It's pretty late now. It's probably around like 12:31.
I'm glad you've all welcomed Helen so openly.
Thank you for including me.
I think we can all agree what's going on over the road is very strange.
What was going on at the community center is really strange.
Oh yes, how was your first day of community service, Benji? I hear you destroyed the community center.
Yeah. Well done.
It destroyed itself.
Yeah, sure.
Listen, somebody packed that ceiling full of the red stuff.
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter.
Wait, you're on Twitter?
No, James and Jemiah, we were having lunch whilst you were doing community service, and they showed me.
You guys were feasting?
Yes, I made
Yeah.
fish, actually. It was very nice.
It was very nice. It was very good fish.
Great fish.
Yeah, you should have been there, really.
Mm-hmm.
I had buildings falling on top of me and you guys were eating fish.
Well, that's what you get.
What do you mean it's what I get?
Wheelbarrow. And she drinks her drink.
DUI. And James also just drinks some
Alright.
water.
Yeah, looking at Benji, who I assume has had some wine as well. I hope you're not driving home tonight, Benji.
No, I ain't. In fact, I'm probably just going to take my shirt off and walk home.
Please don't.
that was a joke, Benji, and all meant in good fun.
Might just stay here on the couch for safety. If it's cool with you,
No.
Helen.
I mean, I'm fine with it if you are, Daniel.
Helen's
Having-
fine with it, Daniel.
I don't know. Having Benji stay on our couch after I assume we've shared the events of the evening. After this evening's events, might be a little suspect. We might
I
need
feel
to.
We're all
unsafe, Daniel.
together now.
I
Might
feel
need to-
unsafe. You know, give me a place to stay. Helen said it was cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to stay, you can, I suppose. But I think we should lay low for a little bit as a group. No more activity, James.
I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, hang on. You never answered my text messages, bro.
Because I'm not gonna say that on a black on white. Do you really think I'm gonna say that? No, I'll let.
You don't think they ain't like got?
I'd rather let Daniel's Alexa listen to it than write it on iMessage. Really.
All right, I guess.
I didn't do anything. I didn't break in.
He was gonna shoot you, bro.
I know. I figured that out. Do you have any idea how far I ran?
No, how far did you run?
I think about a block or two, something like that, nonstop.
That was it.
She nearly found me. Oh, yeah, that was not good.
Did you make good time?
I think so. But yeah, that sucked. Because the family next to them also saw me.
I've got to say, James, this breaking and entering thing, I just don't think you were cut out for it.
No, I'm supposed to be on the other side, really, but
Did you keep the mask?
I have it.
Think
You'll
we
get
need
it back.
I'm sorry,
We'll probably.
Benjamin.
Wait,
It
what?
is Benji's. He like points very straight at Benjamin. It's his. It's not mine.
It might be better if we dispose of it. Anyone seen wearing that mask or even owning that mask at the moment is going to look very suspicious.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very suspicious.
I'll get rid of it then.
I don't even know what it's used for.
So Jemiah, you said that you were also that Susanna talked to you.
Listen, this is not my forte, really, truly. Benjamin took the lead. I hid behind a tree, and then I got caught. Yeah, she talked to me, but she just really doesn't like any of us right
What
now.
did she say?
She specifically asked about Daniel and asked about Sheila.
What do you mean she asked about them?
It's James and Sheila.
James and Sheila. My
So she asked
bad.
about Daniel. I ain't gonna say.
James. Actually, she asked about you, what you were doing. So.
What did you answer? Not that I'm like.
That you were getting Chinese food. I panicked.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just
Okay.
like. It's almost
Alright.
like she's trying to, like, figure out how close you are to us. In
I would say-
comparison to, for instance, Sheila. Because I don't think you know what Sheila's up to. I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I would say that I was definitely probing you for information.
I think she's
Avowed.
very aware of, like, that the four of us are up to something. I mean, she knows I'm up to something.
Or she knows you're up to something.
Well, oh yeah, you were destroying a community center, so you don't know. She came
I was
to my
uncovering evidence. I was investigating.
Yeah, you were doing a really good job. I'm really
Thank
proud
you.
of you, buddy. She came to my house the day after the heist,
Uh-huh.
and she was really weird about it. In the sense that she, like Sheila tried to rat me out, but apparently Sheila, well, we went for drug-induced insanity, withdrawal symptoms, all that shit. But she was very, like, vaguely threatening about it. And I distinctly remember her saying that the drug, like Adderall, the stuff you've been having a good time on,
Adrenophenol.
yeah, adrenophenol, exactly for you. That's very dangerous for women in Sheila's age range. So, like,
Wait, how old is Sheila?
Mhm.
How old is Sheila?
I don't know.
Sheila's middle age. She's like maybe like early middle ages. Like
Oh.
like maybe like late 30s or something.
Be very careful what you say here now, Jay. You could have
Yeah.
been anyone.
Yeah, she mentioned Sheila, and then she mentioned, she even mentioned like my ex-wife for some reason, and
You were married?
yeah, I was.
Huh.
How many times?
Just once.
Oh. No time yet.
Just getting started, yeah.
Mm. So I have a feeling that's it. Where was I going? I was gonna say that is almost important. If you get what I mean.
Sheila's really middle-aged?
I mean, she felt really threatening about that, as if.
Okay. I am surprised. Because I would not have guessed that. So if Miss Romano suspects you though, and you're over here, and we're over here.
I think she suspects all of us.
Yeah, she definitely does. The thing is that she also values her own reputation a lot, to the point where she did not press charges on Sheila. Because even though Sheila was found with her hands on the drugs, pretty much, and taken away by the police, she did not press charges because it would lower the value of the property if there was a convicted felon here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something. Yeah.
What if they're working with I don't know, like some sort of organized crime syndicate, like the mob or something?
That might be.
Do you think we should join them?
No.
No, Becky. That's
But think of the money.
Wheelbarrow. Drinks
Benji.
again.
And also, we won't get shot that way.
You're definitely gonna get shot if you're gonna enter the mob. Like that'll happen for
That's
sure.
the whole point of the mob, though, isn't it?
Not getting shot, because
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find a way at some point.
I think honestly, it's the point of the mob is maybe to make money quickly by doing things that most people aren't willing to do. High risk.
Sounds great.
But Benji, you already make a significant amount of money with your job, so I wouldn't worry about it.
It's just not very exciting.
Now that is not a good reason to join the mob. Excitement generally. Why don't you just go, I don't know, bungee jumping or something? You can afford it.
The man uncovers a whole
Or
lot of drugs.
I could
and he calls
start my
it
own-
Not exciting.
Bungee jumping company and call it Benji Jumping.
That is a viable business plan already.
That's
Yeah.
the best idea I've ever heard you have.
I agree
Cheers.
with that.
I feel lots of good about it.
If you survive, that's going in the epilogue.
Wait, if I survive. Wait. Hang on. For me, if.
So, definite time to lay low.
The drugs aren't on their property anymore. I know that for sure.
How you know?
Because when I came back, I saw them put it in their car and leave with it. I like show them the pictures that I have. I took of them.
Oh, you
This
pretty good
is-
photos.
Thank you. This is what Sheila was actually trying to steal. I know that because she described it to me. And also, like, if you, like, you can see, he, like, zooms in, like, good camera. You can see, like, a little bit of the red sort of happening.
Oh.
And I think is that sort of what it
Yeah.
looked like?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the community center exploded into.
Then I think they got rid of what they had at home.
They know that we're onto them, or someone's onto them, and they suspect us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is there any way we can peg all this on Sheila? Like,
No, I don't think so.
Would be a convenient way for someone else under the bus.
It would be. It's also very morally wrong,
eh,
but,
But
also very
Also,
like convenient.
would probably come out in the wash. Take the heat off ourselves. They take time to capture and question, and during that time realize that actually they don't have anything to do with it whatsoever.
That's what I was trying to do with the heist, but they were they let her go way quicker than I expected. And I'm pretty sure they're like sort of keeping tabs on her. At
Mm.
least I would.
where is she right now?
I don't know.
That's a good point. Maybe we should keep tabs on her too.
Yeah.
Also, like, don't shoot me for this, like, but I can't explain it yet. but I do know that I think that Peter was set up.
Set up with what?
That he is, that somebody is. The fact that the community center fell apart like this was probably not intended, but also probably very convenient for whoever put it there. And I don't think Peter was the one putting it there.
Maya is going to set her glass down on the table. And she's going to say, wait a minute. So who all on the lane has a gun? Well, other than us.
I don't tell anybody about it.
What do you want to know?
I don't have a gun. Why are you all packing guns? What is this, the countryside?
Because of reasons.
No, but so we know that the Romanos have a gun, right?
Yes.
Anybody else on the lane?
Peter?
Well, it was Linda's, wasn't it, before,
Right.
Yeah, but we don't know how many. But because Peter has a rifle, right?
Okay. So Jordan has a question, which I guess Jemima does too, but I don't know how much she knows about this. When you, it's like when you cock a gun, like depending on which gun, does it sound differently?
Yes.
Okay. So do the Romanos and do Jemima's asking this now? Do the Romanos and does Peter have the same gun?
You wouldn't know.
Never mind. Jemima will go back. Oh no, Jemima won't. Jemima is gonna pause the conversation because she remembers that she actually talked to Sally, and Sally was talking about cookies, and that she really, really likes Miss Robinson's cookies. That there was something special about them, and that nobody else can make them the way that Miss Robinson did.
How old is Sally again? Like kids, they just seem to grow all the time.
She's 13.
Bit young to be getting involved in those kind of cookies, isn't it?
But I'm going to talk with her and Miss Robinson tomorrow to get the recipe.
That's good. That could be our best, best way forward. I have a feeling we're gonna need to leave the Romanos alone. Completely, Benji. No contact.
Right.
Like, not going anywhere near them. For a little while.
Right.
Benji, you should definitely stay here for a few days.
Days.
Yeah, I actually saw someone outside your house wearing a black mask, and I don't think it'd be safe for you to head back. I can roll for lying if you want me to.
What kind of black mask?
I couldn't tell. Looked mighty threatening.
It wasn't me.
Was it a... Never mind.
They might be planning a hit on you for uncovering their drug stash.
No. I pegged that on a kid. So, I'm in the clear on that one.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, completely safe. Yep.
But
The
didn't
kid.
you-
If anybody dies, it'll be the kid. Yeah.
Didn't you get arrested for it, though, Benji?
No. I think I got arrested for. He didn't really say. I assumed it was for looking too damn good. Or like falling into the wall or something. I don't know.
Daniel just takes a minute.
I think the entire dinner table is just like quiet right now. Like,
So
So
it
much
seems
good stuff.
it seems like for the most part you guys have, shared your suspicions and your concerns. Do you think you guys would call it a night soon after this conversation?
yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Challenge accepted, and I go home.
Ugh.
Ah, oh no.
I have a fear.
After a really crappy night's sleep, it is a new day on the lane,
New opportunities.
full of new opportunities. And Gemma, what time not Gemma, Jemiah, what time were you planning on heading over to the Robinsons?
Honestly, I don't remember if I told Sally a time, so I'm gonna go with a solid like 9 a.m.
Yeah, totally. So are you picking up Sally to go, or are you just gonna go by yourself? And
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Sally.
okay. Yeah, no, I mean, at 9 a.m., she's like ready and rearing. Like, she's so excited to see you again. She greets you at the door with a hug. And you can make your way over to the Robinsons. Everything, it's a normal morning. It seems sunny. No longer, that fog has dissipated from the day before. The grass is dewy, and you walk past the ominous statues that line her yard. Lions and angels and cherubs that all kind of like, it almost feels like they're staring at you as you walk up to the house. But you can ring the doorbell or knock, whatever you so choose, and eventually you are welcomed inside by Miss Robinson herself. Hello, what are you two doing up so early?
Well, actually, I was having a dinner with Sally last night, and she was just talking so highly about your cookies, and I was wondering if I could get the recipe.
Was she really? Thank you, Sally. I do pride myself on my cookie recipe, although it is a family secret, so I don't know if that would be such a good idea to share. I mean, listen, you're very dear to me, Jemiah, but that's a very personal ask.
Well, I mean, I understand. I just was really hoping. I don't actually have any family recipes to have. And so I'm kind of looking at different things and trying to find new recipes. So, yeah, we just came over. But I mean, if you're not comfortable, it's okay. Maybe you can bake with us sometime.
Why don't you two come in? Let's talk for a minute. And she kind of motions you towards her lounge. These ornate, all the furniture in her house is very like ornately decorated, and it's kind of like extra and over the top. This color scheme of red and gold, and so it's surprisingly dark considering it's the middle of the day. She seems to have heavy curtains, but like they're beautifully decorated curtains, but that seem to be covering her windows. Here, you two take a seat. Why don't I heat up some cookies and we can have a little chat. And
Absolutely.
she kind of motions for her boy to go heat up the cookies, which he does so attentively. You say you don't have any family recipes of your own, Jeremiah.
No.
Your parents weren't much of bakers?
Not at all, actually. Very much lots of general store-bought things, and I just thought it would be nice to start a new tradition in the family, even though I have no children. But we'll, and Sally, of course, like, she's been looking for some pastimes, and I wanted to do some stuff with her that she enjoyed, and your cookies happen to be one of the things.
Yes, they are rather delicious. And Sally, how have you been, considering all the tragedy that's been surrounding you and your family as of late? And Sally, she looks sad for a minute, but then she looks back up at you, Jeremiah, and her furrowed brow relaxes a little bit, and she says, I've been feeling a little bit better, one day at a time. And Miss Robinson's like, oh, that's so good to hear. I know how hard it can be to lose your family. My whole family is gone for one reason or another. You can smell the cookies starting to heat up, and it's kind of like it smells a little citrusy, a little cinnamony, and and your mouth starts to water because it smells so delicious. And these aren't even freshly baked; these are just getting heated up in the oven.
So how far back does your recipe go?
It's been in my family for at least 5 generations. My ancestors were some of the first settlers here in America. And we've been known for being quite extraordinary bakers.
So I've heard that, like, as recipes go down in families, sometimes people experiment. Do you do anything differently now? I just find it so interesting, like the growth and change of like recipes and what we used to do and what we do now.
It's only natural that over time we each add in a little bit of our personal flair and enhance the recipe, and so that way, with each generation, it can really have it can represent us all, can represent our entire lineage. It seems like those cookies are just about ready, and she gets up and pulls the cookies out of the oven and offers them to both you and Sally. And she looks she kind of is like waiting for you to eat the cookie.
I will take a bite of the cookie.
Okay. Can you make a sense trouble test?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, I can. That's
okay. So you take a bite of the cookie, the flavor sits in your mouth for a minute, and you realize that these cookies are absolutely delicious, and have, I mean, no real other properties than being delicious. I mean, they taste
Oh, good.
really good, like nothing you've ever tasted before, but you know, the only drug in there is sugar.
Well, that's a disappointment. Okay. Jemiah will say, these are amazing cookies. You know, I think that it would be really amazing. I don't mind if, I mean, I don't need to be a part of it, but if you ever wanted to show Sally, I'm sure she would really appreciate it. We enjoyed baking together the other day, and I just want her to have something special. So.
You know what? I think you and Sally do deserve a treat. And she scurries off to the kitchen. She says, you know, I think it would be really fun for the two of you to have a day out to go maybe mini golfing, and then you can bake some cookies afterwards. That's what I always used to do that's what I always like to do. And and she scurries. She goes, I actually know this really good mini golfing place. I'll write down the address for you. And she pulls out a notepad, and she starts writing something, and then she's like, oh, this pen is out of ink, and she throws it away. She throws it away before grabbing another pen and then writing out the address for this mini golf place, as well as a recipe. And she hands it to you, and you can take a look and see that it's just a normal recipe. The paper feels like kind of like wet though.
Okay. Like just like water spilled on it, or
Yeah, it just feels like it just feels like as if like someone just like used like a really like heavy like wet marker on the paper or something.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll be around. We'll definitely try out the mini golfing and of course the cookies. So
It was lovely having you two here. I hope you enjoy that recipe, but don't share it with anyone, Jemiah.
I won't.
Okay, I'm trusting you.
Text it to us.
And Jemiah will take Sally out the door.
Okay. Meanwhile, Daniel, what are you? You wake up next morning next to Helen, and you know the look upon her face. If you look over to see her, she seems like she's had a great night's sleep. She looks like she's just had like the best dreams ever, and you've never seen her look so well rested.
Well, good morning, beautiful. I hope you had a wonderful sleep. Work today, is it? What day is it, anyway?
I don't know anymore.
Well, would you
Listen,
like to go in? You can stay back if you like.
And she kind of like looks at her Apple Watch that she wore to bed, and she says, "No, I should probably go in."
You're saying I've got a fun activity in mind today. I'm going to, Benji wants excitement, does he? Well, I think we can provide some of that.
What were you thinking, Daniel?
How would you like a little trip to the airfield today?
Daniel, I haven't gone flying with you since we first started dating.
Well, I think I could take Benji up and scare the living hell out of him, and we could go up and have an enjoyable flight as well.
Oh, I don't know how. If you're gonna be doing some scary tricks, Listen, I trust you, but it's a little spooky.
Oh, you know me.
I do know you. Okay, I'll go. And she seems more like you've never seen her this like excited about just like doing anything. She's just she seems to have found like a new life in getting involved in this plot.
I'm going to send Benji a text. It says, "So you want excitement, eh? I've got a little activity planned. Wear your brown pants."
With that, we can take a look at Benji. So, this morning you've gotten a text from Daniel. How you feeling?
Feel good. I assume that I would have like taken some leftovers from the takeout night at Daniel's, so I'll just have some cold Chinese food for breakfast, and yeah, pretty excited about that text, about that excitement, what have you. And I'll put on some the only brown pants I got are like these corduroy like super soft pants, so I'll wear those,
Sounds good.
and like a shirt with flowers on it.
Awesome.
It's like a button-up short sleeve flower shirt.
So, did you want to head over to the airfield now, or?
Oh, I'll call it in and go and pick up James. Go and pick up Benji early. Oh yeah, like I'm.
Yeah. Awesome. You're rearing.
Oh, totally. Like, me and Helen are probably gonna pull up shortly after Jemiah's getting to Mrs. Robinson's. You know, we're gonna roll up early, 9:20 maybe 9:30.
Yeah. When you pull up on Benjamin's driveway, Helen leans over to honk the horn.
As long as it's a business day, like I'll walk out with my and just be on my phone, doing my work, and hop in the back, not really paying a whole lot of attention. Morning. I'm excited about all this excitement that's going to happen.
Good. Tell me, Benji, do you know what a tiger moth is?
Tiger moth? No, that sounds like a big moth.
Kind of. They were a biplane made by de Havilland in the sort of years 1930 through to 1945, in England at least. And just so happens that I have one. Part ownership, anyway.
Wow. Those are some really interesting facts.
1942 batch from the Morris factory in Hatfield. You know what they're mostly used for these days?
No, I don't know what they're mostly used for these days.
Well, this one's fitted with a 130 horsepower Havilland Gypsy Major piston engine.
Pistons, huh?
Yes, indeed. It has 2 seats, Benji. Is that giving you any clues as to what it might be used for?
Carrying stuff?
Have you been in the air before, Benji?
Yeah, I've been in the air.
Excellent. Then this.
Yeah, I flew far away from my ex troubles.
When you say you flew, passenger, commercial?
What's the difference?
Well, we're going to go up in a biplane, Benji.
A biplane. I mean, it's cool.
They're mostly used for stunt flying these days.
Oh.
Barrel rolls, loop the loops.
You're talking like a 2-person plane.
Yes. A 2-seater biplane.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to take you up.
Where's Helen gonna go?
Well, Helen will stay on the ground for probably the first flight. And then we'll take Helen up later on as well.
Okay.
We'll have a day of it. A day at the airfield. What a wonderful cover, eh? Let everyone lay low. We're just bonding, that's all.
You gonna let me
What-
drive?
I could let you take the controls at some point. They are training planes too, I suppose.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to be the passenger on that flight.
Guaranteed I know what I'm doing.
Well, if things start to go wrong, Benji, there's dual controls, so I can take over.
Okay. So like is that like a brake on the passenger side?
I'll show you the basics, I suppose.
All right.
But no, there's not a brake on the passenger side.
Okay. How you slow it down without brakes?
It's this wonderful thing called aerodynamics.
Wait, does this have anything to do with you trying to get me away from the lane? Shouldn't we be watching the place?
Oh, you said you wanted excitement, Benji. I'm merely providing a service.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea. Excellent thinking. I'm ready for this.
What you might be.
It's probably close to like a 20 to 30 minute drive to get to the airfield, as you know, that no one wants it too close to the town, as the planes make a lot of noise and pollute the air. But when you arrive there, you see, like, it's not like, you know, this isn't like a city airport. Like, this is like a small airfield, you know. It's like literally just like out in the middle of a plain outside of town. And there's, you know, there's a warehouse that houses a number of planes, small planes, you know. Most of them are biplanes and the like, some, yeah, but there no major like jets or anything like that. And there's only a few
Runways?
what are those runways.
Interesting fact. Tiger moths don't need runways. Those old biplanes, back in like World War time, they literally just set out a big field. And that's where you landed, on the field in whatever direction the wind was going, because runways with a biplane, you have to land with or against the wind. If you try and do it sideways, you'll just go over. So there was no point building a fixed runway, because...
So there's a distinct lack of runways, actually. Like, there's no point in having a runway. Why would you have a runway at an airport for biplanes? Like, don't be ridiculous, you know? Like, so, but yeah, you get
The
there.
Matrix just updates.
Yeah, and I'll take Benji over. I'll walk him around the plane and show him all of the features.
Sweet.
Yeah. Can Daniel, can you make a piloting roll just to see on like how well you can explain this to Benjamin?
Oh, sure. I'm not going to put any effort into the explanation whatsoever. Five? That's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that you get a pretty good. I mean, of course, it's like whatever Daniel could explain to you, and however long. How long do you think you're probably explaining this for?
Please no more than like 5 minutes.
I'll make it last probably a little longer than 5 minutes, just so that he starts to get impatient. Like,
Yeah.
I want him keen to get in the air, you know, not feeling nervous yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Pretty
get
keen.
like 5 minutes worth of information. So there you go. But it makes sense, you know, whatever he said in those 5 minutes. I mean, it could save your life down the line. So
Perfect sense.
Then I'll help Benji strap in. I'll put
Strap.
Benji up front. I'll put Benji up front near the propellers.
Yes.
You're going to need a set of goggles.
Sweet.
These cockpits are open, so you'll feel the wind in your hair, all right?
Yeah. It's like Mad Max.
Yes, I suppose, kind of like Mad Max. Yes. This thing can go quite fast, you know.
Great.
Have you been in a sports car with the top down?
I have, yeah.
Doing more than 100 miles an hour?
Probably.
I'm not surprised. Well, it might feel a little bit like that.
Cool.
Except the directions go, you know, left and right and round and round as well as forwards.
Right, so it's a lot safer.
Oh, actually, technically, it's one of the safest ways to travel.
This is great. Let's do it.
All right.
So am I the chief? Head captain
not-
here in the front?
On the first fly up, I won't give you any controls, Benji. We'll just do a quick run so you can get a feel of it, and then maybe we'll see how you feel later on.
Okay, all right. I'm down.
I would like to take Benji up, please, Jay. I want to do the most thrill-seeking, death-defying flying. I want to fly upside down, like 5 feet from the ground. I want to take it back up and do like 10 barrel rolls one way, 5 the other way, straight into a loop-the-loop. I want to do it all fast. I want to scare the living crap out of Benji. If I can get Benji to puke, that's what I'm aiming for. That would be peak flying.
So, you are a pilot, so you do know how to pilot, but since you are doing like these crazy stunts and, you know, you're really taking things to an extreme, you weren't exactly trained as a stunt pilot, you know, more like with your commercial airlines background. So you can roll a piloting test.
I'm going to add a ridiculous amount of points to this. I'm going to add 6 points to this.
Oh my god.
I have a ridiculous...
wait.
I have 9 points in piloting.
Oh my god.
Okay, all right, go for it. Yeah, it's 6
Rolled
points.
an
You-
11.
11. Yeah, Benjamin, why don't you roll a stability test?
Okay. I'm pretty stable. I got a possible 2 points. I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna use the 2 points, and I'm also gonna use an inspiration from one of our fabulous viewers.
Of course.
So is a double d6 plus a 2?
Are you...
It's-
So it's a total of 6. So I rolled a 1 and a
Okay.
4 plus the 2 to the highest
Yeah.
one is a total of 6.
So, you vomit while the plane is barrel rolling, and it's messy. It's so messy.
I shoot it straight up so that it like as much.
There's
of it
no
is, like,
up. Like, what is up when you're in a barrel?
Relative to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, relative to me is whatever direction.
Oh,
Like,
I see. I understand.
Like up. Yeah.
So, I understand. Why don't you actually, you can. There's got to be something that can work. Why don't you just like go for like medic?
Okay. I got 2 more points to spend in that, and I got 1 more advantage. I'm gonna use them.
I'm gonna roll them separate this time. So a 5 and a 5. So that's a total of 7.
Okay.
7 on medic.
All right. Yeah. So while you still are a mess, like that didn't save you by any means from like the mess that's happening on your face. Daniel, you do get a solid splash.
Oh, I was expecting this.
Yeah, you're in the splash zone. Yeah.
Yeah, this anytime you take someone up for stunt flying, it's one of the hazards. You try and avoid it as much as possible. Try and go upside down for that bit, but just wipe away the goggles. This happens.
Welcome to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Seasick world. Okay.
You
I
survived the-
assume like there's like a Doppler effect of like Benji.
At least for Helen there is, yeah. For Helen down on the ground, like she definitely has that Doppler effect experience, and yeah, and she for a second she thinks she saw like a bird crash into you guys. Little does she know that it's just like vomit flying over your heads. But,
It's like a crop that just. Okay.
good.
I'll turn the smoke on as well. Fuck it. Let's turn the smoke on. Let's make some pretty patterns.
Are you like making a particular pattern?
No, no, just following.
Just showing off, yeah.
Yeah. Why
Good.
not?
Very good.
Book the plane for a day. You gotta make the most of it, haven't you?
So meanwhile, James. The next morning, and you can remember the conversation that was had at dinner the night before, over Chinese food, about laying low and whatnot. But what conclusion would James go to? How does James decide to spend his time? Oh, you're muted.
Yes. I think James is gonna at least stay home for the first half of the day, if only because he has to do some of his work. And as he's doing that, he figures that it's maybe time for him to do some background snooping. Because he realizes he's been going into this without really paying attention to the past few weeks. And yeah, he decides to do a little bit of Googling, if not see how far he can get into well, not directly the police system, but something like that.
Okay. What's your intention?
He's looking for mostly like first he's looking for details on the Romano campaign, like which would probably be a normal type of Google, just like what were their stances, because he didn't really pay attention. He voted for Peter on basis of Linda going, hey, could you vote for Peter? And he was like, yeah, sure, because like you're my little homie, you know. I don't really care about this. So he kind of wants to see, like, when did they start before, or were they already seasoned politicians, or did they just start this election campaign?
Okay.
And, yeah, kind of trying to figure out stuff about people around the neighborhood, sort of looking at their social medias if you can find them. Googling some.
Are you using any abilities?
I'm looking.
If not, we can do rolls. But if you have any abilities,
yeah, I'm like wondering if that is either like data retrieval or like evidence collection.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, do you have
both of
either of
them.
those? You have both
Yeah.
of them. Okay. Yeah. So let's go for data retrieval. So as you're looking further into the Romano campaign, first of all, you can see that the Romanos had a stance that it's been known that the community center, while being damaged and unusable at the minute, is not the best use of the township's tax money, and that instead taxes should be reduced, and that we should enforce policies, or rather, instead of enforcing policies, that we should to clean up the community center, or like withdraw more money from the local economy. It should be the responsibility of the community members themselves to have like grassroots initiatives when it comes to cleaning up the town, or setting up like a neighborhood watch, that kind of thing, rather than the responsibility of the government or the local government. Remember, this is kind of like small scale stuff. Like they're not big time politicians. They're not they're not running for like office in like for the state senators, whatever. Like this is very much like a township thing. You can find out more about Susanna Romano. She actually has a 9-to-5 that isn't related to politics at all. She actually is a small business owner, and she owns a number of different local businesses that she did not build from the ground up, but that she bought out. So she owns like a significant portion of the real estate in town. A lot of restaurants, a lot of just like gyms, and and there's pretty much like a list of like all the different properties that she owns, with her husband Patrick, who it seems like Patrick does most of that kind of like management of like that landlord side of things, while Susanna handles more of the political side of things, and like the outward facing stuff. Meanwhile, Peter is very much about having the local township step in and step up, and to build the center as a place for youth, to clean it up and make a space for families and young people to get together and have community parties and educational workshops for kids and whatnot. It seems like Peter has larger political goals as well. You can see from his record that he had run for a government, like a government position on a larger scale. So like I think once he probably would have, oh gosh, I don't know like government that well. So I feel like senator's like elite, but like probably like, I don't know, like maybe like a mayor for like a big city or something, but that didn't work out for him. So he kind of refocused a little bit, and and you could see that Linda was not very involved in his political career whatsoever. Very unlike the Romanos. Is there anyone else that you wanted to look into on the lane?
The Goodmans. I wanted to see whether, not so much, I know that they don't have like a political career, but I'm looking for like social media stuff like that. I can sort of snoop around.
Yeah, you can look closer into the Goodmans. You find that Lawrence and Henry got married recently, actually, within the last 5 years, whenever gay marriage was passed in Philly. I mean, not Philly, in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure when that was. Within the last 5 years, but they'd been together for a lot longer. It seems like Henry takes Henry's cases tend to be more for like politicians and people who like high profile people, like business owners. He takes cases for just like in general, like people that are in the media, and he actually has quite a lot of media coverage on those cases. Most of them are related to he's a defense lawyer. Most of his cases are related to different like instances of corruption and underhanded blackmailing and the like. On the other hand, you have Lawrence, who deals more with like civil suits and like more like smaller cases, and kind of like his day-to-day is like debating like property lines and that kind of thing, and more like it's your responsibility to cut down that tree that's on your lawn, and yeah, and you know, occasionally like small like minor felonies and that kind of thing, but nothing, there's not as much information on him.
James is writing all of this down, copying it like double electronically and like paper, writing it down, making his own notes. And then he takes a pause and he looks at his phone, looks back at the screen, and he takes his phone and he texts he doesn't text that
Kitty.
He texts his former wife, who he still probably has the number of. He doesn't know if the number works, but he texts her. No, not that. He texts her, "Do you know Susanna Romano?" Just a question mark. Like very sort of, not necessarily cold, but very straight to the point. And then he puts his phone away again. And no, I think what he wants to do is he wants to see, at least check if he can get access to some of the police records, if he can see whether he can get to that system or whether it's online. Something like that.
Let's save that for let's save that role for later, and let's first go back to and yeah, let's save that for next week actually. And right now let's go back to Daniel and Matt and your excursion at the airfield.
Well, funnily enough, the scariest thing about being in the biplane isn't the barrel rolls or anything else like that. It's the landing. because you do literally just land on a field. It's not exactly flat, so it's very rough and bumpy, but we'll come down. And I'll pass Benji a rag that I had handy to clean up any remaining morsels.
Okay. I blow my nose into it. And thanking for it.
It's like a
So-
chamois leather, so you can, go to town on that thing.
Right. So I'm really shaken up by all this, but I am holding fast to my resolve to be helpful this day. And I'll ask if it's my turn to try to fly. I'm not going to do any of the crazy shit. I just want to coast, just nice and smooth, like a nice, easy
I think we
Trip-
could do that
trip
if
through
you.
the sky.
I think we could do that if you like, Benji. We can do a little
Yeah.
easy cruise up there.
Easy cruise.
Do you want to go straight up right away, or do you want to have a quick break first? You might want to get some fluids in you. Maybe a little.
No,
bit
I
of
think
food.
I'm good. I'm
Just sort of like take the leather back and wipe some vom off my helmet. Like, it's quite a. You've lost quite a lot of water weight there.
no. I'm made of mostly water. I'm good.
Okay, well then, in you get again then, and I'll show Benji the controls.
Right?
Okay, so are you gonna spend like more time doing this, or how long do you want to spend doing this?
So the point of this is I would like to fly the plane to Poplar Lane.
Oh my god. This is literally gonna end up being a scene from Desperate Housewives, which is like ideal. But like
Yeah, okay, so
oh my God, it was a Christmas episode. Oh, okay. But anyway, so
we'll totally get up
I-
there though, and like Daniel will be like, okay, well, Benji, you have control now.
And
Is it-
and I'll steer us over to the direction of home.
uh-huh. Yeah, can you make a piloting roll?
Yeah. I'm out of advantages.
I'll gift
And I
you my
gotta-
advantage because
I got
I did-
0.
I did show you how to use the controls after all, so I'll gift
Okay.
you my advantage.
You gift me an advantage. Thanks for not gifting me at a disadvantage. Because that might have turned out bad for both of us.
I can't control the disadvantages. I mean, really, they're J's, Jake.
Okay, that's good because I rolled a 1 on my first roll. And a 4 on my second.
Okay.
Trying to get that sky surveillance.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get that sky surveillance. But as you start heading towards the lane, you feel the nose start tipping down, but in a way where it's like it feels like you're turtling. Like you might come back up. You also might not. Are you doing anything to intervene, Daniel?
Not unless it seems like he's in trouble. I can pull a plane out of some pretty bad spots, so I won't.
Okay.
I'll let Benji try and handle this. I might
Yeah.
shout some encouragement though. Just ease up a little. Just pull gently on the on the thrust.
Right?
Benji, can you roll another stability?
5.
Okay. Can you roll another piloting?
Yep. 4.
What's that? I'm all out of advantages now.
Okay. So you pull back and you're able to level out the plane a little bit, but you feel a force. Man, I wish I knew how planes work. That would like make this really you feel like a force that's like blowing the plane off course. So in order to you're heading against the wind, and can you make in order to cut through the wind and make it to the lane, you need to like adjust the flaps on the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a mechanics roll?
Yeah. Another 4.
Well, you are consistent.
Okay. Yeah, you close the flaps, but in doing so, you seem to have lost your sense of direction a little bit. Can you make a final surveillance check just to see if you can like figure out your surroundings?
Yeah. 6.
Yeah, so you realize that you're a little off course after that little turtling incident, and you are able to realign yourself towards Poplar Lane.
Daniel, I think I'm doing it.
You're not doing too badly, to be fair. I've been with a lot worse beginners.
All right, let's do some real work now. Take a look at where we're at.
I'll glance over.
And I think we'll end with the two of you having that top-down view of the lane, and just everyone looking like little ants on the ground.
Jemiah! Hey!
I roll.
Not spelling Jemiah in smoke.
Yeah. Not exactly a cliffhanger, but to be fair, I wasn't prepared for what you would see from the sky.
I mean, valid, you know, it puts us in a wonderful spot for beginning next week. I can't wait to see what we come up with. Yeah, so I guess here we are at the end, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll be back at the same time next week. More Affair on Poplar Lane. And we'll be back again in a couple of hours with Doors of Daenerys. Jay will be back as well. So check out all the closing links that are currently coming up in chat, including all the places you can find us, support us, and all those other good things. We are going to go on a raid. We are going to go and raid an individual. Get your. Do we have a raid cry? We had some brilliant raid cries last week, and I'm going to raid someone who won't mind if we're a little risque with our raid cry. So we've got any? Can anyone think? There's got to be something that we did this session, right?
Are we gonna use his fucking crack benchy this time?
Let's do it. Let's do it. They'll understand. Let's do it. It's such a
Gloves
great
are off.
room.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's Can you guys get in trouble for this? You mean us as in the characters, or us as in like the actual people? I don't think we'll get in trouble for saying it's fucking crack. I mean, if that's the sort of thing that we could get in trouble for, we're in trouble so many times over at this point. This is just a cherry on top. So.
Oh yeah, no. Twitch won't
definitely.
care unless the other person that we're rating considers it harassment, and if it's a friend of Scraticus, then I that wouldn't.
There you go. There you go. There's
Terms of
your-
service.
Yeah,
Terms of
there we
service, yeah.
go.
And mentioning drugs isn't against terms of service either. In fact, doing
No.
drugs is only against terms of service if it's illegal in the place where you're streaming from. So there you
Oh.
are. Yeah, the Twitch thing on it is to not break local laws. So it
Oh wow.
lets the laws handle all those issues. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. So join us on the raid. Until next week, everyone. Keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you later on. Bye.